What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I do my 10,000 steps today. And man, I got to get right into this one, man. I seen a video, and it was at Langston University. It's a HBCU. Now, I honestly, I haven't looked too much into HBCUs. That wasn't really where I was aiming to go to. I had my eyes focused on a particular school, and it was mostly Asian. Right, me, white, Hispanic, we all combined together to make the other group. We were the outliers. My school was mostly Asian, because it was an art school. So yeah, you can understand why that is. But I haven't really kept up too much with what's happening on the side of the HBCUs. And then I see this video, and yeah, it's at Langston University, and it had a lot of young ladies there. They were just really being, undesirable. I'll put it that way. They were, dancing, twerking, whatever you want to call it, man. It just was not it. It was a very bad look. Honestly, I felt embarrassed looking at this, even though I'm not even there and I don't know anybody there. I was just embarrassed looking at this, mostly because, these are black women. I'm a black man. And when I see black folks doing extremely embarrassing things that the world is going to see, I feel embarrassed by association, because I don't like us looking bad as a group. I really don't. I just, certain things I just don't believe are a good look for us, and they never will be, and they need to go away. So this sort of thing is a perfect example of it. And then the statistic came out, and I don't know who looked this up, but I was able to verify it. Langston University has a 5% graduation rate. 5%. Suddenly, this viral video of these undesirable young ladies, it just really made a lot of sense. It really put into perspective what I was looking at here, because the focus clearly is not education. Not there. It's just not. The focus is not education. When you have a 5% graduation rate, nobody there is thinking about school. It just, this is gonna sound really bad, but sugarcoating stuff does not help in any way or fix things in any way. But the women, they were just looking like future baby mamas in training. They there at the school. Obviously, education is not the focus. They're gonna be at some party, or a lot of them are gonna be at some party, hook up with some lame-o there. They both drunk, thinking with their hormones. Since this was an unplanned thing, there was no protection used, and then poof, she knocked up. She talking about she late, and you gonna be the daddy, which I find to be really odd, because at these universities and stuff, they're usually very left-leaning, very liberal, and they're always talking about reproductive rights, and they don't want this right and that right taken away. My body, my choice. I don't have to keep it if I don't want it. But I swear, the very women that be championing this stuff, as soon as they get pregnant by essentially a stranger, they knocked up by some stranger, they can't wait to pop that kid out. If they were to get knocked up all 4 years that they there, they're going to just be a mom of 4. Like, they really will pop out all 4 kids. Don't be knowing the dude's last name. Don't be knowing his first name. They be knowing his street name, his handle. Q. Oh, who'd you get pregnant by? Q. Just such foolery, man. And I mean, 5% graduation rate. Why are y'all even going, man? You just wasting time, money, and resources. Now, I understand that there is an exception to this, where College is expensive, and you have some people that want to be there and they're going to drop out because they weren't able to keep up. They weren't able to get the funding one way or another. They weren't able to get enough grants to cover it, or a student loan, something of the sort. And so they had to drop out because they just couldn't afford it, or they had some other pressing life responsibility to where this was just no longer possible for them to do. So for them, I have no criticism whatsoever. It's the ones that go there and they have no intention on finishing. They're just going there wasting people's time, money, and resources. And in many cases, you know, that student loan they took out, they had to put their parents on it, or grandparents, or somebody had to sign for it. So you there on the dime of, you know, borrowed money that other people are going to be responsible for. They're going to be on the hook of paying back if you don't come out of there with a way to pay this back. It's just crazy to me. Like, how are people operating like this and thinking that this is okay? You know, it's just really strange. I don't know why you would send your kid to a school with that sort of statistic attached to it anyway. A 5%, graduation rate. Why even send them there? You know, I don't know much about HBCUs, but from what I have seen, now I'm not saying all of them are like this, but from what I saw in this video, I would never have wanted to go there. I would never have wanted to send my son there and expect him to get a quality education from there. It just is like, nah, man, this is not it. This was a very bad look. And, you know, I seen the schools talking about, you know, they're under attack or whatever. You're not under attack. It's not an attack if the stuff that's being said is true. And it's going to continue to be the same if you try to make it seem like the stuff that people saying is just them hating or something like that. It's not hating if what's being said is factual. You know, it's just... I really hate seeing stuff like this, man, because it's like when it's some foolery, we always got to find ourselves attached to it. And then, you know, we've heard sisters say many times about how they are the most educated group of women out of them all or whatever, which that's not true. When you got HBCUs and stuff with a 5% graduation rate, we know that that's not true. I'm not saying that all of them have that, but I mean, come on now, you really can't make that argument anymore when that statistic exists at all, anywhere. Furthermore, if you just take a quick second to look into it, you find that that's not even really true. That's just something that they like to repeat, mostly the strong and independent feminist types. That's just something that they just like to repeat because they heard somebody else said it. It sounds good, so they want to repeat it now too. It doesn't hold up to scrutiny though. If you take a quick Google search, you find that black women, they're the most enrolled. That's a big difference. It's not most educated. They're not coming out of there with no degree. Most enrolled. So, you know, I mean, if there's a participation trophy to be given, okay, you win that. You're the most enrolled, but not the most educated, as they would have us believe. So, I don't know, man. This is just one of them really goofy, out of nowhere sort of things. Oh, I'm gonna take this way. I was not expecting to see this video or learn the statistic behind it. Boy, oh boy, man. They got to get it together at these schools. They got to get it together at these schools, period. You know, but they especially got to get stuff together at these HBCUs. There should be no school that's taking your hard-earned money that has a graduation rate of 5%. And if you send your kid to a school with a number like that attached to it, you get what you get, because that right there is showing you education is not the focus. Is education even on the menu? When that's the number, is education even on the menu? Is it even an option? Like, why are we there? It's not to study. It's not to get smarter. It's not to get an advantage in any way. We just here, I guess. Oh boy. I appreciate y'all connecting with me, man. I'm gonna continue to get these steps. You know, I look at my analytics, I see most of y'all who watch my videos, y'all aren't even subscribed. That's cool though. I think it's cool that people, you know, they still watch my stuff and check me out. But if you done watched a few of my videos and you like the stuff, you mess with me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Be counted. I don't know if it helps the algorithm or anything like that, what people be saying. I don't know. I really don't know that part of it. But if it does, hey, help your boy out. Appreciate y'all. Holla at y'all later. Peace.